What keeps us healthy and happy as we go through life? If you were going to invest now in your future best self, where would you put your time and your energy? There was a recent survey of millennials asking them what their most important life goals were. And over 80% said that a major life goal for them was to get rich. And another 50% of those same young adults said that another major life goal was to become famous. And we're constantly told to lean into work, to push harder and achieve more. We're given the impression that these are the things that we need to go after in order to have a good life. The Harvard study of adult development may be the longest study of adult life that's ever been done. For 75 years, we've tracked the lives of 724 men. Year after year, asking about their work, their home lives, their health, and of course, asking all along the way without knowing how their life stories were going to turn out. So what have we learned? What are the lessons that come from the tens of thousands of pages of information that we've generated on these lives? Well, the lessons aren't about wealth or fame or working harder and harder. The clearest message that we get from this 75-year study is this: good relationships keep us happier and healthier, period. Just like the millennials in that recent survey, many of our men, when they were starting out as young adults, really believed that fame and wealth and high achievement were what they needed to go after to have a good life. But over and over these 75 years, our study has shown that the people who fared the best were the people who leaned into relationships with family, with friends, with community. So what about you?
I'll give you a personal example. Whenever I would interview when I was junior, they would always say, "What are you looking for?" And my answer was always the same: a mentor. I'd always say, "I know it's like looking for love, but I'm looking for somebody who hopefully will take me under their wing and grow me." And I would turn down high-profile, amazing jobs to take something that was kind of rinky-dinky because I liked the person I would be working for more. And I remember working with colleagues who all they cared about was the high-profile job with the high paycheck, and every decision they made was paycheck, which one's going to pay me more? Their lives, I know what happened to them because I've stayed in contact with some of them. They're the unhappiest people I've ever met. They made a lot of money in the short term, but then they ran out of passion, and they ran out of love, and they ran out of friends, and their careers went like this and plateaued. And it's because every decision they made was money. And you talk about people who have no joy in work, where the people who try to make the decisions based on who I work for and the kind of work, they made less money in the early days. I'm trying to do it with my hands. They made less money in the early days, but then it went like this later on.
Right.
To a T.
And for me, the most important thing is, and the realization of who you spend your time with is everything. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? The people you spend time with shape your life. You know, most of us undershoot what we can do because we're in a community. It's either born into a family or a town or a village or just a group of people that don't allow you to think big, right? If you're trying to think big and everybody's like getting you down and saying you can't do it, forget it, it's a crazy idea. Much like when I was growing up passionate about space, people said, "Come on, Peter," you know, and that's the truth. I mean, you fail either because you give up, which means it's not part of your MTP. If it's truly part of your passion, your purpose in life, you're not going to give up. You're going to figure out how to rebirth it again, and you know this more than anybody. Or it failed because you didn't have the right community around you to support you, to help inspire you, to guide you, to give you what you needed.
I've noticed that whenever you see or hear anyone speaking about something they're passionate about, then it's inspiring. And when you inspire people, you will attract those who believe what you believe, probably with complementary skills to yours, as indeed Simon did with David and I. And then they help you bring to life to build the thing that you imagine. So for me, it is as simple as that to begin with. Be clear on what it is you believe. Identify a what, whether it's a product, service, job, whatever, that fits within that why, and pursue it relentlessly. And you will attract those who believe what you believe to build the world that you imagine.
I'll just build on that just slightly, which is everything that Peter said. And you mentioned something about, how do I communicate it in a way that I can sort of get other people to realize how important it is. Worry more about the people who believe what you believe than trying to convince those who don't. We spend so much time and energy trying to convince the outliers or convince the people that don't get it, when we really should be spending our energy on the people who already do get it. It takes a lot less energy. They're the ones that are going to be more impassioned to help us reach the goals that we have to make the difference in the world that we want to make. So put your focus on them and forget about the people who just don't get it.
Yeah. You find a place where you feel like you belong, where you feel like you can be yourself at work, and you're going to work hard every single day to stay in love with that work, to feel that fulfillment. And so the practice starts now.